Okay, if you haven't watched not you, but them, if they haven't watched I removed the PPF. I also did a live stream of Decon. My friend Billy here is here from Presidential Automotive Detail. It's not detailing, it's detail, right?
Presidential Automotive Detailing, okay. But I made it Presidential Detailing.
God dang it, Billy, you're messing me up. All right, well, also Billy and I we've done lots of stuff together, but we did Adam LZ's RS. We're going to treat this pretty much the same with the difference of we're going to polish it here. The guy's going to pick it up on the truck and bring it down to you tomorrow or tomorrow afternoon so that Ryan can spend all week, which you're going to capture on your channel. So I talked about this in the other videos, but make sure to go subscribe to Presidential Automotive Detail YouTube channel because we're going to kind of do a jump back and forth from channel to channel. One, because I don't have time to come down there and sit there for a week. Because doing a full wrap is a long process.
Yeah, it's a couple
and so
of
you're
days,
going to capture a lot of that process on your channel. So make sure to go check out Billy's channel. But what's our plan here today? Compound, we definitely need that. Even though this is a newish car, it had PPF on some of it, which is very clear to me they didn't polish prior to putting it on. And then we have the exposed areas that have been dry washed and dealership wiped and all of that. Because when I got the car, it had 1,000 miles on it. And then, of course, I jacked up the wing when doing the Porsche, removing the old man Porsche logo on the back. And so we're going to dial the thing in. When do we address, there's going to be like some of the edges still have some adhesive. Do we just do that panel by panel as we're working through it?
That's probably how you're going to find it.
Yeah.
Once you start polishing, you'll find little pieces of glue.
Yeah.
And you'll see that with the buffer. Okay. It's hard to see on the white, until you
touch it
or the polish hits it or something.
Because we want to keep the residue out of the pad because that makes a mess.
Yeah. Generally we can go around it just to go over it one more time around the edges.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll have a lot left underneath where they wrapped under. And like Ryan will typically take a blade and carefully cut the edge so that you can pull the film away without. Because when it wraps over the edge, when you pull it up, it kind of stretches.
So when you're removing, he'll come in and cut it. Yeah, I'm just freaking yanking.
Yeah, you got ahead of us.
Yeah.
I was expecting to be pulling it off with you today.
Well, I'm glad. I wanted to prepare for... What the heck is up with that? Sorry, I'm like chasing rabbits. Like the leather from the dash is covering up the...
Yeah, it looks like...
Or it can't be. It doesn't look like tint. Might be the window tint.
Yeah, some sort of plastic or something.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, and then I got some freaking bubbles in there. So we're gonna use likely microfiber. You've done how many of these have you done? Like 100?
A lot.
Yeah. So you've done 100 of .2s and .1 RSs, which react pretty much the same. White paint. What do you classify this as? Hard, soft, medium, normal?
Probably soft to medium. Usually they play pretty nice. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Typically, you might have a little more trouble on that wing, but
yeah, we might have to sand it. I got some 3000 grit, some 3M, whatever that foam back stuff is called. So we got to tape it, and while we're taping, we should probably look for adhesive. We'll use some Tar X to wipe that off.
Yep.
And then we're going to do a test spot. And I'm making Billy use all my stuff. Another cool thing is we have all of the flex cordless stuff. Other than like at SEMA, I haven't really messed with it. So it's going to be interesting to see using. You're a DA guy, right? Not a force rotation.
Yeah, I don't like the force rotation stuff.
So we'll try that, and you'll see us cringe a little bit. It's funny because if you started with force rotation, then you couldn't do it any other way. But if you started with DA, then you don't. I
started rotary, but it's still different. It's not the same.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get geared up here, and I'll be talking to you about all the stuff, that we're using and procedures and processes and all that, and I'll argue with Billy about my way's better than his and all that, even though I'm a fake.
I'll go grab my polishes in secret, put them in your bottles, and be like, this is working great today. We
got to tape it off.
Yeah.
This is like
you got the medium tape.
This is like a real, like a TV show where they tape. You got to tape off your logo and all. Actually, should make it put on your.
Yeah, you got to blur this out.
All right, we're gonna get started.
All right.
Okay.
So is it just full front and like rockers on this, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel some here.
Yeah. Not much.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
There's a big smudge on the hood.
A little bit up here. Yeah, so basically, just putting my finger in here so I have more, I guess, more precision. Usually I'll wear gloves too. For removing the adhesive from the, you know, the panel edges from where the film wraps over, it's almost impossible to pull it all up without leaving some behind. So we're just going through here to double check that it's all removed. Make Ryan's job a little easier and make our job a little easier when we start polishing too.
All these tricks. All these tricks that you learn by actually doing it all the time. You know, when you sent me, remember when I was ragging on how pro only coatings are super easy to do, and you sent me the clip. And I didn't realize that clip was in my own frickin' video. I thought it was like you had it from somewhere.
You didn't know?
I didn't watch the video.
That's funny.
So I'm like, where did you get that? That's awesome. Well, it was in my own darn video.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. Who was responsible for editing that?
Oh, Bryce, yeah. I love that stuff, though. You know, without it, I'm just a jerk. I mean, I'm a jerk anyway, but... So, do you think Halo is going to be the way to go?
I'm kind of torn, to be honest. I'd really like still Crystal Serum and EXO over film.
But how are we going to... Are we sure that's going to work on S-Tech?
Yeah, never mind. I'm pretty certain it won't, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, Halo it is.
Now I know that I talked with Robert at G-Technic, and he's convinced that I'd be an idiot not to put Halo on S-Tech because I think they.
You gotta have something.
I think they developed Halo on S-Tech, like that was their main film that they were working with.
Yeah, I mean, just the film alone, even though it has the the hydrophobic layer or whatever, it still doesn't come close to like that actual coating layer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this Expel that was on the car. What's Expel? It was probably Expel Ultimate.
Yeah,
it was on it.
Most likely.
It didn't do squat. Got to get you some tire dressing.
Yeah, I'm curious to try it.
It's legit, dude. It's real legit. Smell this. I mean, that's just a byproduct that Scott worked on, but I didn't really care about that. But now that it smells like that, I'm like, this is fantastic. It smells like fruit slices.
How long is it lasting you?
It's typical Pearl type time
Okay.
frame, maybe a little bit longer, but same basic idea. What is this crap? Can't have that. This means they
Open
must
a can of worms now that you're putting some attention on it.
This means they must have put this painted hood on after the fact, which means it actually came with, the bare carbon hood. So the guy who
Yeah, the
bought the
Wysock
car
probably comes.
Yeah, so the original Vysox came with, they didn't have the paint, like they had the painted option, but they didn't have any hoods or whatever front trunk areas. And so most of the cars, they got two. So they got the carbon one, the bare carbon one, and then when this came, then they swapped it.
Ah.
And so that means, this probably means that they painted this separately. Headlights came out okay.
Yeah, you came out without delaminating?
Yep, no issues. I was worried. I'm gonna have to buy a $10,000 new wing and a $7,000 set of headlights. Is Ryan gonna have to pull these off? The bumper?
I don't think he does on this car.
I love the fact that I don't even know what's going to happen, and it's just going to come back.
Yeah, it's just stress-free.
It's awesome.
You know it's going to be done right. And
Yeah.
I don't got to worry about it.
I think we've finally got the bottles there with 1.3.
Is that what this one is?
No, this is a 1.2.
So what was the problem with this one?
The trigger is not, like, eventually the trigger, they don't all fail, but some of them do. Yeah. But the trigger action isn't as good. They fixed the tip on these, or the tips weren't splitting. But then the 1.3 has the improved tip and better atomization, as well as having like a completely new trigger mechanism where it won't leak. We found out what the problem was is when they were building them, they'd test every one of them, but they're testing with a robot, the machine. Mm-hmm. And so for whatever reason, the way the machine pulled the trigger was different than a human. And so a large percentage of them would leak right out of the shaft. I never in a million years thought that I'd be having to revamp a product line. I thought we would just be seeing if they were viable. Well, I've been responsible or part of the complete redesign.
Who got demoted to the trigger squeezer?
I don't know. Some guy in the Czech Republic. All right, that's good. God dang. I didn't realize how this crap is everywhere. I knew we'd have to chase this now, but aren't you glad you're not pulling PPF off this morning, though?
Sometimes it's a little bit therapeutic.
Yeah.
Especially when it's yellow. And then you get to see the white underneath again.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was yellow. It was a typical, dealership grade job. Probably a...
Did it have repped edges? All into here and everything?
It was all templated, but it was decent. They didn't do they didn't wrap the whole edge, they wrapped like 60% of the way there. But again, on a front clip, there isn't all that much edge wrapping you can do.
No.
And on the bumper.
I know there's a bunch of guys out there that'll remove all the bumpers and headlights and everything, and we're kind of not in that camp, because you wrap into this edge here, and you have two pieces of film going in there.
Right, and then it lifts.
It's just going to rub on itself when the car shifts, and then eventually you're going to have to cut it off anyways.
Yeah. All right, tape time. So that took a lot longer than I thought. Billy had to go back and redo all the parts that I did.
It's the most important part of the job.
Well, you're trying to save Ryan the pain, right? Make sure everything sticks.
And we don't want to have to do that again after we've polished and got everything looking good.
So we got all the glue, all the residue removed. I checked Billy's work again. Uh-oh, I feel some. And so now we have to tape. And have you used this stuff yet?
Is this all the same?
No, this is the precision poly tape. This is the kind of the stuff they launched at SEMA this year that has kind of the contour flexibility.
No, I haven't.
And it'll be interesting to see how you deal with this. But it's a weird way to rip. Like if you try to rip like this, it doesn't work. And so you have to pull like a fast, sharp angle on it. And then we have the 3M precision tape.
Use this.
So precision poly, precision. This is thicker. I still like this better. This is slightly contourable, which is nice to have. But the combination, I think it makes sense to have both in your cabinet. It just depends on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But I tend to prefer to have, use this stuff. And so we have 2-inch, 1-inch, and then I have a 1/4 inch roll. And then we have 2-inch and like 3/4 inch of the precision. And again, I think if you're doing a car, you probably want to have these in your cabinet. But I think most people will find they prefer this stuff. So we're going to get to taping. Yeah. Anything? Any thoughts on taping? What we need to do special? Obviously headlights.
Yeah, lights, the vents. So we'll need some of the thinner tape to get into here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of taping on these cars versus others. Yeah, because we don't want to get any of this black plastic. Obviously, our washers, any of the lip, all this stuff here. So we're going to get to working through that.
Yep. And the window moldings, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do it. Gabe's here too. He's going to help us.
Yeah, hop
We're
in,
going to knock this car out.
Get in here.
Whatever you want. Be interested in your thoughts on the purple tape.
Looks like it's purple.
It looks cooler.
Oh, it feels awesome.
They designed this for automotive use, or
Yeah.
it's like duct tape?
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
Feels 1,000 times better.
I do like it though. It feels like it would, like you could polish on it and it's not going to degrade
Yeah,
the tape.
well, that's the one
Yeah.
real selling point of it.
It's almost like vinyl.
I really hope that I like those flex polishers. I don't think I'm gonna like them.
That little guy's heavy.
Well, the little corded one I don't give a crap about. I just bought it because I could. Wanted to try it, but
That I might grab just to have at home.
I want to try all the cordless ones. So I guess they're sold out of the PXE, the little 80 one. That I really wanted the.
So what size is that?
It's 3-inch, 2-inch, 1-inch. So they sell backing plates for all different sizes for it, which makes it super versatile. It has a lot more output than the Rupas because it has a way better battery.
Good.
So it doesn't stall as much, from what I understand. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But I didn't look at my purchase order sheet. I know I bought one. I ordered it. It just didn't come in the initial shipment. That means it must be out of stock. But see, the parent company of Flex is Shervon, which is the parent company of Ego. That's why I want to love the Flex stuff. So that way I can hopefully become an Ego dealer through them. I'm going to need to show them some performance. But I also can't compromise. If I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be fun. I'll get blamed for this one that can't polish your car yourself. You have to bring in other people to help. So taping is one of those things. It's a necessary evil. It's not something that we have to be super precise about. It's all about saving us pain in the future of having to clean up some porous plastic, or, of course, damaging a headlight. But you'll notice that the areas we tape, we're just choosing spots to alleviate the necessity to really cut in tightly with a polisher, and also minimizing our chance of having damage to some plastics that become really difficult to clean up.